Hey, you deaf or just stupid? I said get up. The shout cracks through the air like a gunshot. Officer Greg Harlan storms across the path, boots pounding the concrete, hand already on his belt. He's not walking. He's charging, eyes locked on a black man in a crisp navy suit, sitting alone on a park bench, reading. The man looks up, startled, book halfway closed. He barely has time to process before Greg is in his face, shadow blotting out the sun. Did you not see the sign? Greg barks, jabbing a finger at the faded plaque behind the bench. No loitering. Move it. The man's voice is calm, but his eyes flicker with alarm. I'm just waiting for my family, officer. I'm not. Greg doesn't let him finish. He snatches the book from the man's hands and flings it to the ground. Pages splay open in the dirt. The man's hands go up, palms out, instinctive. Sir, there's no need. Don't tell me what I need. Greg snaps, grabbing the man by the lapel and yanking him to his feet. The man stumbles, nearly losing his balance, but catches himself, breathing hard. A soccer ball rolls to a stop nearby. A little girl freezes, eyes wide. Her mother snatches her back, whispering, "Don't look, baby." A jogger slows, phone in hand, thumb hovering over the record button. Greg shoves the man against the bench, pinning him with a forearm. You think you could just sit wherever you want? You think you're special? The man's voice is tight, controlled. Officer, I haven't done anything wrong. I'm just. Greg's grip tightens. You people always have an excuse. Show me some ID. Now. The man nods, slow, careful. It's in my jacket. Left pocket. Greg jerks the wallet free, flipping it open with a practice snap. He scans the ID, lips moving as he reads. Then he stops. His eyes go wide. The badge glints in the sunlight. Special Agent Samuel Carter, Federal Bureau of Investigation. Director. Greg's hand starts to shake. The crowd, sensing the shift, edges closer. The jogger's phone is up, recording. The mother's voice trembles. He's FBI? Samuel straightens his jacket, reclaiming his space. His voice is low, but every word is razor sharp. Is there a problem, Officer Harlan? Greg stammers, I didn't know. Samuel's eyes are steel. You didn't care to know. You saw a black man on a bench and decided he didn't belong. Greg's grip loosens. The man steps back, brushing dust from his sleeve. The crowd is silent, every phone pointed, every eye watching. A dispatcher's voice crackles from Greg's radio. Unit 12, status check. Greg fumbles for words, but Samuel steps forward, badge in hand. This is Director Carter, FBI. I'd like to speak to your supervisor. Now, Greg's world tilts. He steps back, sweat beading on his forehead. The jogger's video is already uploading. The mother's son whispers, "Is the policeman in trouble, Mom?" She nods. He should be. Samuel's phone buzzes. He glances at the screen, then at Greg. Your supervisor will be here in 3 minutes. I suggest you think carefully about your next move. Greg's hands tremble. He looks at the badge, then at the faces around him. He's never felt so exposed. 3 minutes. That's all it takes for a life to change. Red and blue lights flicker across the park's green. Sergeant Linda Perez's cruiser screeches to a halt, tires spitting gravel. Doors slam. She strides out, uniform crisp, eyes scanning the crowd. Phones up, faces tense, a story already spreading. Greg Harlan stands stiff, sweat on his brow, knuckles white around his radio. Samuel Carter, FBI badge in hand, stands tall, unblinking. The air is electric, every second stretching. Linda's voice cuts through the tension. What's going on here? Greg tries to steady himself, but his voice cracks. Just a misunderstanding, Sarge. This man. Samuel interrupts, voice calm, but commanding. Your officer assaulted me, demanded ID without cause, and made racially charged remarks. There are witnesses. There's video. Linda's eyes flick to the crowd. Phones are still up, recording every word, every movement. She knows this is bigger than her department now. Director Carter, I apologize for my officer's conduct. Linda says, her tone measured but tight. We'll handle this. Samuel's gaze is unyielding. Internal handling is why this keeps happening. I want a formal report. I want the body cam footage preserved. And I want every witness statement taken, On record, Greg's face drains of color. Sarge, Linda doesn't look at him. Hand me your body cam, Harlan. Now. Greg hesitates, then unclips the device, hands shaking. Linda takes it, locking eyes with him for a split second, a silent warning. Samuel turns to the crowd, voice carrying. If you have video, please send it to the FBI's Civil Rights Division. This isn't just about me. It's about making sure this doesn't happen to anyone else. The jogger nods, already uploading. The mother steps forward, voice trembling but strong. I'll give my statement. He did nothing wrong. The officer just started yelling. Linda pulls out her notepad, scribbling names, her jaw clenched. She's fighting to keep control, but the story is already out of her hands. Samuel's phone buzzes again. He glances at the screen. Messages from the Bureau, from the DOJ, from the media. The world is watching. Linda tries to regain authority. Director Carter, if you'd like to come to the station. Samuel shakes his head. I'll be filing my report with the Department of Justice. I expect full cooperation. Greg's hands are fists at his sides. I didn't know who you were, he mutters, voice barely audible. Samuel's reply is ice. You shouldn't have to know someone's title to treat them with respect. A hush falls. The crowd begins to disperse, but not before several people approach Samuel, offering support, sharing their own stories of harassment. He listens, taking names, promising follow-up. Linda turns to Greg, voice cold as steel. You're on administrative leave. Effective immediately. Hand over your badge and gun. Greg's world collapses. He fumbles with his holster, unclipping his badge, placing them in Linda's outstretched hand. The crowd watches, silent, as the authority drains from him. He walks away, head down, the weight of every eye on his back. Samuel stands by the bench, the book still lying in the dirt. He picks it up, dusts it off, and sits. The park's noise returns, but the energy has changed, charged, unsettled, hopeful. A little girl approaches, the mother's daughter. Are you okay, mister? Samuel smiles gently. I'm okay. Thank you for asking. She nods, solemn. He was mean. You didn't do anything. Samuel's smile fades. Sometimes people forget what's right. It's up to all of us to remind them. The mother calls her daughter back, but not before she says, I hope you come back to the park. Samuel nods. I will. He watches as the crowd thins, the sun dipping lower. His phone buzzes again. Another message, another headline. The story is already spreading. He stands, looking at the bench, the place where it happened. He takes a photo, sends it to his wife with a simple message. I'm okay. See you soon. But he knows this is just the beginning. By sunrise, the video is everywhere. News anchors replay the footage. A black man in a suit, yanked from a bench, a badge flashing, a cop's face draining of color. Headline scroll, FBI director profiled in City Park. Social media erupts. Anger, support, demand for justice. At the precinct, the mood is electric and raw. Chief Marcia Daniels stands at the front of the briefing room, her voice sharp, her eyes hard. We are under federal investigation. Every complaint, every body cam, every report reviewed. This is not just about one officer. This is about all of us. Greg Harlan sits alone, stripped of his badge, hands shaking. He stares at the table, replaying every second, every word, every mistake. Chief Daniels turns to him. Officer Harlan, do you have anything to say? Greg's voice is barely a whisper. I was wrong. I let my bias control me. I'm sorry. The chief's reply is cold. Sorry doesn't undo what you did. You're suspended, pending investigation. If the DOJ finds cause, you'll be charged. Greg nods, defeated, as the room empties around him. Meanwhile, Samuel Carter sits in a glass-walled conference room at FBI headquarters, surrounded by agents, lawyers, and civil rights advocates. He recounts every detail, every insult, every shove. This isn't about me, Samuel says, voice steady. It's about every person who's been told they don't belong. Every person who's been targeted because of the color of their skin. This is about changing the system. The DOJ launches a full investigation. Patterns emerge, complaints ignored, footage missing, officers protected by silence. The department is placed under federal oversight. Training is overhauled. Leadership changes. Community review boards are established. Greg Harlan is charged with civil rights violations. In court, the video plays for the judge. The shove, the words, the badge. The mother testifies. The jogger testifies. Samuel testifies. The verdict is swift, guilty. The judge's words echo through the courtroom. This is not just about one man. It's about a system that must change. Samuel returns to Willow Creek Park, this time with his wife and daughter. The bench is empty. He sits, his family beside him. People recognize him. Some nod, some stop to thank him, some just watch silent. A reporter approaches, microphone out. Director Carter, what message do you have for the community? Samuel looks into the camera, voice clear and unwavering. No one is above the law. Not a cop, not a director. We all have a duty to stand up when we see injustice. Film it. Report it. Speak up. Change only happens when we refuse to look away. The camera lingers on his face, the bench, the park, now a symbol. Weeks later, a new plaque appears on the bench. In honor of those told they didn't belong. May justice always have a seat. Samuel sits, watching children play, families gather, the park alive with possibility. The mother and her daughter walk by. The little girl waves. Samuel waves back, hope in his eyes. He stands, takes a photo of the plaque, and sends it to the DOJ team. Change is possible, he writes. If this story moved you, share it. Speak up. Film injustice. Demand better. Because justice isn't automatic. It's made every day by people who refuse to look away. Drop a comment below. Have you ever witnessed injustice? What did you do? Your story could inspire someone else to stand up. Subscribe for more stories of courage, accountability, and the fight for justice. Remember, the bench is everywhere. Sit where you belong. Stand up for what's right. And never stop demanding the truth.